Usually, usually the first resumes I'll look for referrals.
The first thing we look for is, do they meet the minimum required criteria? The education requirements and or the translation of those education requirements in terms of lived experience.
I think what also kind of stands out is just also a really clean resume with clear things popping out and very impact-driven statements.
Having, concise descriptions of what you've done. So trying to move away from narratives, but really hitting high-level bullet points on a resume.
You should be tailoring your resume for the job that you're going after. And people often think that, here's my resume, it's boilerplate, I'm going to turn in the same one for every single job that I apply for. That might make sense if you're applying for the same position at multiple companies. But if you're switching industries, new in the job market, which I'm sure most of you are, it makes a lot of sense to tailor your experience and highlight, bullet points and experiences you've had that make sense in the role, or that you think makes sense.
One page, and it's okay if it's front and back, but one page.
Try to keep it a page.
All of those bullets have to be aligned down the page. You can't have different sections that are coming in different ways. It'll just totally distract the reader.
You gotta make sure things are accurate, no typos, all your tense is lined up, your margins work.
Lead every single bullet with a verb.
Resumes that aren't formatted properly, for me, it's very much of a turnoff. Whether it's the spacing's off, or it's not kind of listed in sequential order, or the borders are not sort of accurately drawn, or there's spelling errors. Those are sort of automatic no's for me.
Clutter can be a real distraction on resumes. You want your resume to be easy to read, easy to scan, easy to make sense of.
I think you really want to try to understand the job that you're applying to, or sort of the culture of the particular company that you want to be a part of, and then try to parse out those specific roles or specific experiences.
I usually would recommend looking at the specific job descriptions and make sure that your bullet points align with something that's featured in the job posting in some way, with a specific example of how you did it.
Showing measurable deliverables where possible is very helpful. So what was the end product that you created in the role that you had is very useful.
If you're having a really hard time with that, it's stack rank, right? So take all of the bullet points that you've written. So maybe the exercise is write out all of the things you've accomplished in that particular role, write out what you would want to put in your resume, and then go back and stack rank those bullet points and pick the top 4.
Figuring out ways to showcase a variety of skills, I think, is very useful. And if you find yourself repeating things, that can be a place to edit out a bullet point or two.